Hey dudes, this is going to be a quick tutorial video on a TvP macro opening that I've been doing for about a week or so. I know a lot of you are coming to Heart of this Forum, you don't really know what you want to do, and I've already released a TvP build, but it was an all-in. So this video is going to be on a nice macro opening that you can do with the Widow Mine. It's pretty similar to a standard game in Wings of Liberty in terms of your economy and the units you make, but you do start with Reactor factory opening. You still get an expansion pretty early, and at 10 minutes you do have double medivacs, but instead of doing some sort of push with maybe a drop, you just go straight for the drops. It's pretty good with the medevac speed boost, even if you do go out for 2 drops at once. Now it's a lot easier to get your medevacs back in time before, like, say they're doing some sort of 2-base all-in or something like that. So the build is kind of opens up like a Reactor Hellion opening, except it's going to be Reactor Widow Mine. Like any Reactor factory build, well, almost like any, but this one's going to be 12 racks, 13 gas. Pretty normal. 13 gas. Now, I've really been liking this build because it's really good versus Oracles. It's really good versus Void Ray all-ins, and it's pretty decent versus Blink Stalker all-ins as well. The problem that a lot of people, I think, have seen with an opening like this is that, well, what do I do if they just play a standard macro game? I just made a bunch of Widow Mines and he's not attacking me, and so I'm just behind all of a sudden. Well, if you do get double medevacs, which I do, Widow Mines do great with a drop into the mineral line, because if you drop your Widow Mine first and then you burrow it, if he pulls his probes too late, you're going to kill a lot of probes. They one-shot probes. If he pulls too late, they're going to be clumped up and running away. Past a certain point, it's better if he just doesn't pull at all. But a lot of the times, they don't pull in time, and you can get a lot of kills. Even if you don't get any probe kills, a lot of the times you'll still be fine. Like, you're not going to be behind. You have harassed them a little bit, so their macro is not necessarily going to be as perfect as it would have been. And even if you do 0 damage, as long as you don't just totally lose both your medevacs, which, you know, it's going to happen sometimes, you're going to be in a good spot. So again, 12 racks, 13 gas. At 100 gas, you're going to be getting your factory. I usually get it in the back of my base. And now I only make 2 Marines because you're going to be getting a reactor. I like to initially wall off in case of some sort of proxy zealot type thing. And then I just lift, fly back, start a reactor. Then I just get a bunker at the front. If you scout that they went like Nexus first or something, feel free to just get your bunker out here and start your command center at your natural. But I just like to be safe, and I scouted that he went 2 gas, so I'm kind of worried that he's going to be doing some sort of oracle thing, like proxy oracles. In this game, he's actually just going oracles in his base, but whenever I see 2 gas, I usually scout around. So at 100 gas, you got your factory. Then you got your reactor on your barracks, and you got your bunker at the front. Kind of around the same time that you get your reactor, you get your bunker. You just need to be safe versus early stalker zealot pressure. Then after that, you just wait for 400 minerals, start your CC in your base, get your factory on your reactor, start 2 Widow Mines, and you start a depot. Now, this build's not super refined. I've been experimenting with just getting 1 extra barracks earlier on, and then maybe making Hellions earlier, or getting an earlier engineering bay for an earlier +1. But the one I'm going to be showing you right here, and I think is a pretty good way of doing it, is you get 2 extra barracks. So right after you start your Widow Mines, you also get a reactor on this barracks because you want to be making Marines sometime in the future, right? Because we're going to be going into a standard bio game It's still very similar to Wings of Liberty, but the Hellbats do make it a lot easier. So at 150 minerals on top of that, you get another barracks. I just keep making Widow Mines. They're good versus everything. Another 150 minerals comes up. I start my third barracks. Now, you don't have to necessarily do this. I could have just started Marines right here and then got a tech lab on this barracks if there was room. But here I just wanted to get my tech lab a little bit earlier. And then I floated one of my finishing barracks onto this reactor. You can also stop making Widow Mines and float this on there. There's so many possibilities. Just feel free to experiment and leave me some feedback as to what you guys like. So now, no matter what version you do, you're going to be getting your tech lab, and then as soon as you have 100 gas, you want to get stim. And then you're going to be needing to get your second gas around right after you get stim. And as you can see right there, his Oracle came, just got completely shut down. One shot, pretty good. It's better than it used to be with two-shotting, because now you don't really kill your own SCVs. Alright. So I get my second gas. Start pulling Marines out of there. I'm going to have 100 gas, and I'm going to start my starport, and I'm going to be getting my engineering bay. In this version, it's a later engineering bay, but it'll still be alright. You can get it a lot earlier, especially if you're afraid of DTs or something like that. But you might need to get your second gas earlier, so you can afford +1 and a starport. Another Oracle comes, just gets killed. And then I'm just going to kind of fast forward through this. Just want to give you guys the basic idea, because I know a lot of you are just not knowing what kind of works in the beta at the moment. So, reactor medevac, it's about 9 minutes right now. Get my third gas. Just get a mine in each of my medevacs. And then I just move out. You can boost them the whole way, as you can see. I boost just to sort of get him going faster. And then I try and... You would want to drop him in at the same time, ideally. I didn't really do that this game. As you can see right here, it just killed a stalker. It didn't actually target his probes, but that's all right. The Widow Mine's still there. If he doesn't have an observer, he's still gonna have to deal with it. And if all of his units leave, it's gonna be hitting his workers. So he's either gonna have to not be mining or get an observer and kill it. And right now I'm dropping this one, and there's too many units here, so I pick up, drop my mine over here, and then I just meet up and I have more Marines in one spot. Start killing his workers, and he leaves. That's just a general idea. He didn't really have to leave this game, but I'm going to show you guys another example. Okay. So this game is actually a proxy Oracle opening. This build does great versus proxy Oracle. I would say the thing that's going to be giving you the hardest time with this build is some sort of Mothership Blink Stalker thing. This build's good against 4-gate. It's just good against everything. You can still hold off Blink Stalkers. I didn't have replay for it, but if you start making Marauders and Marines and you position your Widow Mines in good spots, you're going to be in good shape. They're not going to have an observer in Heart of the Swarm, most likely, because they're just going to be using the Mothership core. So your Widow Mines are going to work really well. If people are doing an observer version, it's going to be really tough for you, but that doesn't really happen anymore because you don't need to get one. It could still come later, but by that point you should have enough bio as well, and maybe a second bunker. Alright. So 10 depot, 12 racks, 13 gas. I'm going to be going a little bit faster. You guys are going to be able to have the replays. 13 gas. And this SCV builds everything. He builds the depot, he builds the barracks, he builds the factory. I scout around the time that my barracks finishes. I just send one from my command center. Start my factory, 2 Marines lift up. Start my reactor. And I scouted 2 gas, so again, I'm afraid that he's going to be doing some sort of proxy oracle type thing, and he is, so. Start producing 2 widow mines. Got my second supply depot. I got this one earlier than my engineering bay, but it's alright. You guys get the idea. I do tech up a little bit different in this game. This is a 2 barracks game, but the widow mine opening is mainly what I'm trying to showcase right here. So he expands because he knew that I scouted it. Widow mine would have been out in time anyways. Start my second barracks. And remember, I'm only getting 2 barracks in this version. Instead of another barracks, I get an earlier engineering bay. And you just get a tech lab on that. And again, no matter what version you want to do, you just want to get stim at 100 gas. Get a starport when you can. And I get my second gas earlier because it's earlier engineering bay. Something to keep in mind if this is the version that you would prefer. It is safer versus cloaked things, but you do have 2 command centers. Alright, I'm pretty safe, you know. There's no way he's going to be able to sneak an oracle in there. We're pretty even right now. He did expand pretty early. My starport. And then I'm just going to be attempting the drop. Now it's a little later in this game just because I was a little freaked out about the oracles. So my starport was a little later. But in this game he actually defends quite well. But you'll be able to see that this game competes in a macro game pretty well. I mean, this build competes in a macro game pretty well, you know. The command center is really early, just like a reactor Hellion. Except the widow mine is really good versus any sort of Protoss opening. One-shot stalkers, one-shot zealots. I make a huge blunder right here and just lose that. Didn't even burrow that. Oh yeah, it doesn't one-shot zealots. But anyways, as you can see, I didn't kill any workers. But we're even on workers. I could have started my 3rd doing that. I didn't. And then the new medivac boost allows you just to harass constantly. I see that he doesn't have a 3rd. So I'm just flying around with my medivacs, doing drops, trying to do what I can. It's so much easier if they don't have feedback to just fly around and always save your medivacs and not get them killed. They can get away from blink stalkers with a medevac boost. Like I said, feedback is still really good, so if you have a lot of energy, be careful of that and make sure that they don't get in range. Just do some sniping. I still have more SCVs right now. Killed a decent amount, just run around, being annoying. My 3rd's done. This goes into a much longer game, but I can show you that. I'll fast forward to some of the bigger fights. In Wings of Liberty, the mid and late game is in Heart of the Swarm, it's very similar to Wings of Liberty. I just make bio, I get Vikings, and I get medevacs. But now, instead of just bio, I get Hellions as well, because basically, in Wings of Liberty, a lot of people, and I'm sure there's so many of you out there, after you got your reactor for your starport, you would just lift this factory and just have it float around. Well, now you could start your 3rd, right? And instead of spending a bunch of money on getting 2 extra barracks, which would eventually produce, say, either a Marauder or 2 Marines, depending on if you get a reactor or a tech lab, which is about 200 minerals worth of production. So nowadays, after you start your starport, you can get an early 3rd, throw a reactor down on this, and then instead of 2 barracks building, you're gonna have a lot less money, or you're gonna have more money, which you spend on your command center, and then you're gonna be having Hellbats, which are pretty good at tanking and pretty good at doing drop harass if you so desire. Now, if you're going to a lot of Hellbats, I would recommend getting double reactors on your barracks. In this game, I didn't, but I actually made more barracks. Just because a Hellion and a Marauder are very similar, or a Hellbat and a Marauder are really similar in their role of doing tanking. And you really want your Marines to be able to do damage. So it's just super similar. You just have your Hellbats with your bio. Nice AoE damage. Don't worry about upgrading them. I wouldn't make more. I wouldn't produce them all the time. Just have some out. You know, if you have extra money from your bio, just throw some Hellbats into the mix. Alright, I'm just going to show you guys another game. Okay, Void Ray all in, and then that's going to do it. I don't want to make this too long. You are going to be able to check the replays. I think this game ends, it goes on for a while. I already explained the mid and late game. It's cool. I do win. I have to say that. Alright. Last game. Oh, I do have a game versus Oracle into DTs. I've won from Oracle into Blink, which is like this crazy one base play, but I'm just going to show you guys a Void Ray all in. Let's see, I've got 2 Void Ray all in videos. I'll do this one. I'll do this one. Alright. Right, we're going to do this real quick. A 10 depot, 12 racks, 13 gas. Get my depot at the wall. Get some gas, 100 gas, I get my factory. Get 2 marines, I lift, start a reactor, get a bunker at the front. Start my Widow Mines. Got my CC a little bit later this game, but it's alright. I figured he was up to something. Put one at the back in case of an Oracle, put one at the front in case of some sort of 4-gate or Void Ray all-in or something. You still need to pull workers very fast to defend your bunker. I would suggest, if you're really afraid of something, like here, sending an SCV out just to see, just to make sure that there isn't something about to hit you. Get 2 extra barracks, get an engineering bay, 2nd gas. Take lab on one of the barracks. I think I get my, because of this attack, I think I get my starport later, but I just want to show you the defense here. I do not very well, and I do lose my bunker, but it's alright, as you will be able to see. I didn't pull my workers quick enough. But the Widow Mines are doing some pretty good work. Be careful of not letting the Widow Mines do friendly fire damage and kill all your workers. Now, really good Protosses will make an Oracle for detection if they start seeing a lot of Widow Mines. In this case he doesn't, but I also messed up and lost my bunker. If you have your Widow Mines far back enough, it doesn't matter either way. If they have detection, they won't be able to get up. So I did have to sacrifice a lot of workers because I lost my bunker, but as you can see, the game's not over. I do have 2 mules. Good investment. Now I just do my double drop. Here we go. I do fly over and see that. Kind of sucks. It's really bad of me. So he doesn't have a lot because he did an all-in strategy. He's all at the front. Big mistake. Burrow that. Already caught back up in workers. Not much you could do. He could have also gotten a Phoenix and tried to prevent things like that, but it's just how the game is. Leave me some feedback, guys. If there's maybe something that I'm missing that this build is actually really terrible against, let me know. I stream every day, twitch.tv/BrentStarcraft. Keep an eye out for more videos, and after I get over being sick, I will be streaming a lot more than I have been in the last couple of days. Sorry about that, guys. But I hope this helps. See you dudes later.